Good day everyone. My name is Fendi bin Meter and I will be presenting emergency response plan for large scale fire incident in chemical industry. Okay, so this plan focus on the critical aspect of managing the fire emergency in chemical plants with an emphasis to protecting human life, property and the environment. So without further ado, let us go to the next slide. Okay, the critical need for fire emergency planning. So we all know that the chemical industry they play a crucial role in producing essential products from solvent to industrial gases. However, this operation inherently carries significant fire risk due to the presence of flammable and also reactive substance. Okay, historical data highlights that the severe consequences that process safety incident can cause, such as large-scale fire, leading to devastating human, environmental, and financial losses. So hazardous chemicals, including volatile organic compound, flammable liquid, and reactive agents, can trigger rapid fire propagation, explosion, or domino effect where the initial incident causes secondary fire in nearby installation. So comprehensive planning integrating risk analysis, rapid detection, and coordinated intervention is very essential for prevention and operational continuity. XYZ Chemical Manufacturing Plant Overview. So let's take a look at the XYZ Chemical. It's a mid-sized facility located in Malaysia. So this plant operates 24/7 and produces a range of flammable chemicals, including solvents, acid, and liquids. So the facility is equipped with automated system that track temperature, pressure, and chemical levels to ensure safe operation. Okay. However, the interconnected processing units and storage area make it highly susceptible to fire incidents if not properly managed. Okay, then we go to the major fire hazard and risk factor. So there are four major fire hazard and the risk factor of it here. So we can see the first one is chemical storage tank. Okay, it store a flammable liquid which is can ignite from leaks, static discharge, or high temperature. And also we have a gas leak. So ammonia or solvent lines create in explosive atmosphere when mixed with air. For the electrical equipment, so we have motor pumps and control panels. Uh, they have risk to serve as an ignition sources if not properly maintained. We also have a human factor, which is improper handling, inadequate training, and delayed maintenance contribute to the incidents. Okay, this is the legal and regulatory framework. Okay, so compliance with legal regulation it is essential in managing for safety in chemical plants in Malaysia. So we have OSHA or known as OSHA 1994. We also have Fire Service Act 1988, those guidelines and international standards. Okay, the occupational safety and health mandates hazard identification, preventive measure, and emergency procedures. So Section 15 and 24 emphasize employer must take responsibility for safe working environment. Okay. So while the Fire Service Act they regulates fire prevention, firefighting capabilities, and coordination with Fire Rescue Department of Malaysia, which is BOMBA, and they require fire safety equipment and incident reporting. We also have those guidelines. Department of Occupational Safe and Healthy defines that practical requirement for risk assessment, uh, chemical hazard identification, and structure emergency response plan. And the fourth one is international standards. The NFPA standards and ISO uh, 45001 2018 provide protocol for fire protection, hazard classification, and systemic occupational health and safety management. So let's take a look at the emergency response plan objective. So the emergency response plan or ERP is designed to minimize risk through structured, coordinated, and resource allocation. So its core objective is actually the first one is protection of human life. We want to ensure safe evacuation with clear roads and assembly points for the people. So the second one is damage control. We want to prevent fire escalation and limit property loss through rapid firefighting strategies. And the third one is environmental protection. We want to minimize the release of hazardous chemical into the environment through containment and coordination. Okay, so the ERP should include the following component. We must have the risk assessment, we must have emergency organization structure, we must have response procedure, training and drill, external coordination, and post-incident recovery. So let's take a look at the emergency response organization structure. So to ensure well-coordinated response, a clear organization structure is necessary. Okay, all the top at the top we have the incident commander who oversees all operation and coordinate resource. So below him we have the fire response team which they handle in firefighting operation, while the evacuation wardens they help to ensure that the personal area are safely evacuated. Then the first aid team they help to provide intermediate or immediate medical assistant, and the communication officer will keep all internal and external stakeholders informed of the situation. Okay, next, emergency communication and resources. So effective communication is very critical. Okay, so the plan must be equipped with fire alarms and public address system, which provide immediate alerts to employees. So we also have automated smoke and heat detectors to trigger early warnings. In addition, emergency hotlines are in place to connect directly with fire departments, hospitals, and regulatory bodies for swift coordination. So the plant is stocked with firefighting equipment such as a foam extinguisher, dry chemical extinguisher, fire hydrant, PPE sets, and emergency vehicles strategically placed across the facility. Okay, next, let's take a look at the fire detection and initial response procedure. Okay, upon detection of a fire, automatic sensor will trigger an alarm, and this will notify the incident commander, fire response fire response team, and also evacuation warden. A rapid assessment follows to determine the location and the severity of the fire. So based on this, immediate action such as evacuation or firefighting will then be initiated. So all notification occurs real time via alarms, public address system, and emergency device. This because we want to ensure swift response. Okay. All right. So then we go to the evacuation procedures and assembly points. Okay, evacuation they begin immediately after confirming the fire. Okay, all the employees will follow clearly marked emergency exits and guided by the evacuation warden to prevent congestion and panic. So the assembly point are located at a safe distance from the high risk zone. At each assembly point, a head count is then conducted to ensure everyone is accounted for. So any missing personnel will be reported for search and rescue operation. So, special assistance is provided for injured and disabled employees. Okay. If we take a look at these slides, we have three different building unit, which is like the one storage tank area and control room. So they all have nearest exit, which is exit A, B, C. They have their own assembly point and also have the special instruction. Okay. So next, okay. Now we take a look at the firefighting and containment operation. So fire in the chemical plants, they are categorized by material type. So this will help to guide the firefighting strategy. For example, uh, if the flammable liquid fires, we use foam system, while water system are used for cooling equipment. If the fire spread is controlled by isolating affected unit, shutting them down chemical feed lines and removing combustible materials. So fighting teams are equipped with appropriate PPE and enter high-risk zone to contain and suppress the fire. So emergency shutdown procedure activate critical equipment to minimize the risk of explosion or chemical reaction. Next, okay, now we go to the external agency coordination and environmental protection. Coordination with the external agency is very vital for effective fire management. So the fire and rescue department, BOMBA, provide additional resource and expertise, while the hospital, after they are notified in advance, they will prepare for potential casualties. Environmental authorities are also alerted to prevent contamination of water, soil, or air. Manual absorbent material and the scrubbers are used to contain hazardous chemical and reduce toxic gas release. All contaminated wastewater is collected, treated, and safely disposed of. This is a function of the external agency coordination for our environmental protection. So now we are at the training drills and continuous preparedness. So training programs is very essential to prepare all personnel for emergency situations. The employees must be trained in fire detection, evacuation procedures, and the use of firefighting equipment. Regular fire drills stimulate real emergency scenarios. This is to test the procedures. Competency evaluation will identify areas for improvement. Continuous feedback uh, will ensure that the ERP that we make is evolved and also can adapt based on new technologies and lesson learned from previous incident. Okay, okay, post incident recovery. Okay, we have four here, which is damage assessment, root cause analysis, incident reporting, and ERP updates. For the damage assessment, okay, yes, systematic evaluation of property loss, equipment damage, and operational impact. So we need to documentation for insurance, compliance, and future planning. Okay, root cause analysis. This will help to investigate the factor that lead to the incident, such as is it equipment failure or human error. Okay, so the detailed report are created for regulatory compliance and internal records. So these findings are integrated into the ERP. Okay, leading it to the update in procedures, training, and resources allocation to prevent future incidents. So, in conclusion, a robust ERP is very essential for ensuring safety and reliance in chemical plants. By integrating a clear role, effective detection systems, structured evacuation protocols, and coordinated firefighting strategies, we can minimize the impact of the fire incidents. Okay. Post-incident recovery and continuous improvement will ensure that the ERP involves creating a culture of safety and environmental stewardship. Preparedness, effective communication, and proactive risk management are the key to, to maintaining operational continuity and protecting the workplace and environment. So that's all from me. Thank you.